There comes a time in financial history when everything changes abruptly and unexpectedly, and this is one of them. The European Central Bank has produced a confidential white paper, which is presently circulating in elite economic forums and policy circles. It shows a breakthrough plan that has the potential to upend Europe's entire monetary structure. The ECB is proposing a peg, not a floating exchange, but a hard one-to-one peg between XRP and the euro. Let that sink in. XRP, formerly considered a speculative digital asset, is now seen as the backbone of the new European monetary policy, a direct institutional link between a sovereign fiat currency and a decentralized cryptocurrency asset. Here's the stunner. According to the supporting statistics, XRP must be valued at $50,000 per coin in order to meet the liquidity requirements of the Eurozone peg. So this isn't some wild theory. This is economic policy, and it's supported by thorough modeling. The leaked white paper, titled Digital Liquidity Harmonization, A Strategic Bridge to Monetary Union 2.0, describes the ECB's three-phase transition to a digital euro framework. The most significant aspect of this transformation is the usage of XRP as the primary bridge asset. According to page 14, section 3.6, the European Central Bank has assessed that XRP fits the technological, legal, and economic conditions for a cross-border liquidity mechanism. So that section of the document specifically mentions XRP's transaction throughput, sub-4-second settlement speed, ISO 2022 compliance, and, probably most importantly, decentralization with compliance rails. Unlike central bank prototypes, which are still years away, XRP is accessible now, tested, scalable, and can be integrated directly into both public and private financial infrastructure. The white paper does not mince words. It emphasizes that the digital euro must be interoperable, which is impossible to do with closed-loop technologies. XRP provides the necessary digital neutrality to bridge sovereign liquidity demands and cross-border compliance enforcement. This one sentence has greater impact than any headline. It confirms that XRP is not just being examined, but also positioned as the strategic glue that will keep the euro together in its next evolution. The text goes on to describe something called digital euro XRP parity, in which one euro unit is issued as a digital IOU backed by a comparable XRP unit held in reserve. Just as gold formerly supported national currencies, XRP may someday support the euro itself. Now let's look at the math. The overall circulation supply of XRP available to the public, excluding Ripple's escrowed holdings, institutional custody, and long-term cold wallets, is expected to be less than 50 billion coins. The overall monetary base of the Eurozone is around 15 trillion euros. Even if only 10% of such liquidity is initially backed by XRP parity, 1.5 trillion euros in XRP reserves are still required. So if you divide that by the liquid XRP supply, you get a minimum necessary value of around 30,000 to 50,000 euros per coin, depending on the reserve ratio. And honestly, that is only for the first phase of the program. According to the white paper, later phases may increase backing percentages to 50% or more. So, as blockchain-based systems scale and become the new standard in monetary governance, we're seeing a significant shift in how value travels and is handled. We've been hearing whispers about CBDCs, stablecoins, and digital assets for years. But this is the first time a central bank, specifically the European Central Bank, has publicly suggested connecting its sovereign monetary infrastructure with an existing decentralized asset. They chose XRP rather than Bitcoin or Ethereum. So why is that? Because it's already designed for this. You see, Bitcoin is simply too slow, Ethereum is simply too expensive, and stable currency, like as USDC or Tether, lack the neutrality and legal framework required for complete monetary integration. XRP, on the other hand, was specifically designed for fast cross-border fiat-to-fiat settlements. It was actually created to accomplish what the ECB is now prepared to undertake. According to one unidentified source within the ECB's digital finance effort, we've looked into native euro blockchain issuance, but it can't meet real-time needs without violating our legal framework. XRP enables interoperability without sacrificing sovereignty. This is why it is being merged. This anonymous source, whose comment was leaked alongside the white paper, provides a chillingly clear picture of the future. In the future, XRP will be more than just a speculative asset exchanged by retail investors. It will be a sovereign reserve mechanism protected by firewalls only accessible to institutions. And you know what? Once that happens, public access to XRP will be severely constrained, if not completely banned. The retail market will be priced out, not because to speculation, but because XRP will become a part of the European monetary system. The euro's inability to scale globally has been evident for decades. From debt problems in Greece and Italy to slow cross-border payments and fragmented financial rules, the EU has long needed a digital solution. The ECB appears to be poised to act, with XRP serving as its engine. So it's more than simply an exchange token. It's also the reserve asset for the world's second most widely used currency. The ramifications here are just startling. Consider the institutional liquidity flows required to fund this peg, as well as the regulatory harmonization that is currently quietly taking place to prepare for it. Also, consider that if this peg is publicly verified next year as planned, it will result in the largest institutional buying of a digital asset in history. You now see why insiders have been accumulating for years. So why has Ripple strategically positioned itself around central banks, ISO 2022 compliance, and enterprise-grade financial products? Actually, it's a wise decision. By working with central banks and complying to international standards, Ripple ensures that its solutions are future-proof and ready for mass use. If you loved the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Also, make sure to switch on notifications so you can be the first to know when I release new content. I look forward to catching up with you in the forthcoming video. Take care.